Hi, and welcome to the Comics with Kids art project. Charlie has a homework assignment to use recycled materials and to make something out of it. And we had done something for a birthday party where we made a Thor hammer for a birthday party. So I thought we could do something like that now. Oh, Kate's poking her head in down there. You can't be sneaky.
I thought.
You thought of this idea?
Yes.
Okay.
Not you.
So we're using this as the main part of the hammer. It's a plastic water bottle. And then we're using for the handle paper towel rolls. And I'm actually going to extend it by using a toilet paper roll as well, just to kind of make it a little longer. More than likely, we're going to go all the way into the container with this so that we can create it a little bit stronger. I've got all kinds of duct tape for later to kind of cover it up, and we're going to probably stuff it with a lot of newspapers and things. Mm-hmm. What we need to figure out, Charlie, you and I, the biggest challenge is to keep it from being wobbly so that when you hold it, it doesn't wobble in your hand when you're moving it. To do that, it's going to require on the inside making it as sturdy as possible, which is why we have these wood sticks, these dowels, and we'll cut little pieces off. And we've got to figure out a way to kind of use them on the inside to support the handle and make it just as sturdy as possible. All right? So you ready to begin?
Yes.
What? You ready to begin? All right. So here we go. All right, so here's the supplies we need. Some different kinds of tape. Some different kinds of cutting tools. This is a water bottle. I've just cut the top off of it, so it's more of a nice usable shape. We got some wood dowels, newspaper, and some paper towel rolls. What are we making, Char?
Meow meow.
Meow meow? Mm-hmm. This is Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, and these are going to be the useful tools we will use. All right, so we're cutting a hole right here in the middle, just to kind of give us a spot to work. I'm being very careful. This is the part Charlie can't do. I don't want Charlie to get herself hurt. Or it's one of the parts maybe that Charlie can't do. We got to make an opening so that we can then begin to have a spot where we can put the handle through. Now I will say the last time we made this, do you remember what we used? It wasn't plastic.
Paper.
What was this part made out of?
Cardboard.
From what?
A box.
What kind of box? I can't quite hear you. You gotta be a little louder.
I forget what the box was.
It was a tissue box.
Oh, yeah.
You want to grab that one right there, and we'll show people what we used before. These will work just fine. In fact, if you have one of these at home, I've done it before, and it's already got an opening in the center. You can put your handle right in, and I've used this before, and it worked really, really well. But it did, after a few swings, get pretty wobbly and sort of come apart. So we thought maybe this guy, I don't know, maybe it'll solve some of those problems, right? And I want to extend it all the way to the top, Charlie. The reason we need to do that is we need to attach it inside in two spots. We're going to attach it at the top here, and we're going to attach it where my hands are touching here. Okay. So in both spots, we're going to need to tape it down a bunch to get it to work just right. Okay, so Charlie is trying to start by, first things first, you need to get just on the plastic at the bottom. Do you see what I'm saying? So don't worry about touching the cardboard. We're just trying to get this taped at the bottom, and then you work your way towards the wood or the cardboard there. Yeah, and then push it down tight as best you can. How's it feel?
Good.
A little bit secure? Let's take a look. See? It's already held on there a little bit. This is the beginning. We'll use this as our base, and we're going to do it around this piece of the handle on the inside and the base in the inside. And then once it's secure there, we can start securing it here as well. I might even start using some dowels. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
What we can do at the edges here, look out, is take a slight snip right there, and then that piece will go around it. It'll sit a little flatter. Okay? So That's what we want, is as flat as possible, because otherwise it makes a funny shape for your hammer. Start on the plastic. Push down real hard on the plastic. Yeah. So now we need to figure out how to make the handle stronger. To do that, we're gonna stuff it with newspaper. But we gotta roll it really tight and then just keep adding layers to it as we go, so that it becomes this really sort of sturdy handle, and it's gonna be stuffed and dense. That way, it doesn't bend, it doesn't rip, it doesn't break apart, okay? So that's the next step. Yeah, we gotta keep it nice and tight. That way it'll make the strongest handle we can make, okay? There you go. All right, now we stuff our roll in. It should fit perfectly. How close is it? Push it all the way down. Look at that, perfect. Does it feel heavier now?
Yeah.
So now we've added the second little piece. You can see it's this one's still hollow, but we've extended the length of the handle, right? So that it's a little bit longer, so that it's not such a short and stubby here. Can you hold it? Handle. Not so stubby, not so short. And now we just have to stuff that one at some point. And Charlie, what is it you said you needed to do?
Tape it.
Yep, gotta tape them together.
There we go.
So what did we just do?
We put another roll into the little one.
Right, because we needed to make more stuffing for this little piece, just that little bit. But it doesn't come that tiny, does it?
No.
So now what do we have to do?
Cut it.
Yeah. Well, it's not very pretty, but we sort of sliced it off with the retractable blade. Made a bit of a mess. What do you think?
I think it looks good. Looks handmade to me.
That's one way to describe it.
Now what do we do?
Now we have to fill the inside space. It's about stuffing it full of things so that it's full, and then look, we will then be able to cover this end with duct tape, whatever's sticking out there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so that's the next bit. Newspaper again. Crumple up those newspaper bits. Stuff them down inside there. Okay, get another ball going. You might want to do one of those at a time, not two together. Halfway done. We're kind of just pushing it all in there. Another one. Okay, let's keep going. So the next bit is this end is hard. This end is not. I thought if we took one of these boxes from getting some fruit and we cut out a little piece, we might be able to put that right on here and it might make it a little solid. So I'm going to measure it out. It's right around the very center of this piece, and now I'm going to cut it, being very careful not to hurt myself. Close. Okay. Now, I think we just need to start taping this on. Alright, so we taped this piece on. They're similar. This one's going to be a little softer than that end, which I'm not super pumped on, but there's nothing much we can do about it.
What exactly is going to be the tape for the outside?
Well, this is just a light, like basic silvery gray. You could also get this fun silver duct tape. This is actually from a company called Duck Tape. And then we could go all around it with that and give this a silver look, whereas the handle could get a brown.
Not too many bumps.
No. There you go.
Might need another piece.
Yep.
I will smash it with this gigantic hammer.
So the handle's all done. It looks pretty good. Now we just need to do the hammer head. Dun, dun. All right, so as you can see, handle is all done. Looks pretty good. Now we got to go and do the actual hammer head. So, Charlie, I'm separating out some pieces of this silver duct tape for her. She's obviously the one putting this together here for the most part. I know I'm doing a lot of talking and cutting, but you're the one who does it. So the idea is we want to cover it in long, big pieces wherever we can. There we go.
Look like it'll reach the whole side.
It'll get close. So why don't you try one on this side right here? See how far that one gets you.
Oh, we can use that little piece for the...
Oh, don't let it fold. Oh, that spot right there. You got some for that side?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
There. I can't wait when it's done.
Why? You're gonna beat up your sister with it?
It's like this. Hey, Kate, can you come here? Sure.
Alright, here's a nice long one. Alright. So what do you got there, Bear?
Thor's hammer.
Now let's show it off. Can you put it closer to the microphone a little bit, or the camera? Turn it around a little bit.
Shiny.
Now I will say, the bottle we chose is not very flat. So that when you stand it... Oh! It stands up this time. We've tried it a few times and it seems to roll every time, so I'm actually impressed that it stood up like this. Usually we've been doing, we've been doing that kind of a thing. So I was glad that it works a few different ways. Now, obviously, we could spend time decorating it. There's all these sort of Viking-like Norse symbols that would go on the ends there and the message. But this is just the basic design. Somewhere in the house, we used to have a leather strap that went to, it was like a belt or something.
Yeah.
It was a very skinny little piece. And the old version that I had at home, I just basically taped it on and just repurposed it. But you could make a handle out of a lot of things, a little strap out of most things. I know there's that bit, right? Like so he could twirl it around.
But it's just like a presentation. You don't really need to swing it around. Plus, if we swing it around, it probably would break. Or hit
That's
somebody.
true. It might come off. So you got to be careful with adding those things. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this and make your own hammer now. Bye, guys.